Smooth Jazz Notes here with Mindi Abair at Broadway Plaza in Walnut Creek, California. Mindi.
Backstage.
Mindi, your new CD in Hi-Fi Stereo has been out for 2 months and is doing well on the charts.
Absolutely. You know what, it's always so much fun to come out with a new CD. You know, you write all these songs and, you know, they're in your head. I put them on paper, you know, I sit down at the piano, I play them, and I know what it should sound like, but then you get in the studio and you bring different musicians in, and it brings such a magic to, you know, what was already in your head. So it was fun to get this music out, and now it's really fun as a live group to play it every night and kind of get people's reaction. I mean, there's a song called Girls' Night Out that, you know, I wrote because all the girls like to get on the dance floor, and sure enough, that's the song. I mean, just the dance floor fills up with the girls, which of course then brings the guys. And, you know, and it's just been a really fun record. Layla Hathaway and I have done, you know, a few gigs together that she sings with me, and it's just opened up a lot of really, really cool doors with this music.
Well, I understand that you went to the Berklee with her?
Well, we went to college together, went to Berklee College of Music in Boston. And yeah, we were in the same class, so it was kind of fun being, you know, a kid in college, and I'd be on stage and Layla would be singing, and, you know, even back then, she was just special. There was just something about her that was just incredibly special. She was such a musician, and she was just this creative spirit. I love who she is as a person and as a musician. So to get in the studio with someone who's a friend that I've come up the ranks with musically, you know, from the time we were in college, and musically I just love them so much. It's pretty cool. I always look over at her and just smile like, check us out, you know? It's a few years later and we're doing all right. I love this. I love making music with my friends.
You both made it.
Well, made it. Well, yeah, I don't know what make it means, but you know what? I'm really proud of both of us, and I'm glad we can be a part of each other's career and stand on stage with each other and smile. It's cool.
Well, you have ventured into new territory by embracing the sounds of past decades.
Absolutely. I don't know if I'm breaking new territory, but I'm definitely kind of reaching back to my past and a lot of the players that I really admire and love. You know, some people, they want to be the next John Coltrane, or they want to be the next Michael Brecker. The players that I loved were more kind of less is more players, like the Maceo Parker. He'd just kind of sit on one note and make you groove, you know, or Junior Walker. He'd come out, it wasn't a flurry of notes, but it was just this groove, and he made you want to dance, you know. Or King Curtis would come out with Soul Serenade, and you were just kind of taken to this place that was cool and soulful. It made you feel something. So, you know, I kind of wanted to pay tribute to that. I always kind of felt like I was in the same room with those players when they were recording an album. I'd listen to those records, and I'd kind of feel like, ooh, I'm part of the party. Like, I can almost feel the band around me, and that's what I wanted from this record. I wanted it to be kind of no magic, no strings attached, no background tracks, no tons of, you know, horn magic or anything, or reverb, just like, this is what it is in the studio, and I think you're gonna like it.
Well, you have a lot of interesting guest performers on this CD. Your producer plays on almost every track.
Yeah, I co-produced it with Rex Rideout, and we had such a great time. I mean, Rex is an incredible musician, so to sit with him in a room and come up with, you know, different sounds and different, you know, vibes for the music was incredible. But even as a musician, he would add so much just by sitting and playing keyboards and, you know, coming up with different parts and everything. He added a lot to the mix.
And your dad plays B3 on the last track, The Alley.
He sure does. My dad plays saxophone and B3 organ, keyboards, and he's an amazing musician. We've had him sit in with us a lot over the past years. It's always nice to bring your dad on stage. But what's interesting is he got an autoimmune disease a couple years ago, which affected his left hand. So for the past couple years, he hasn't been able to play saxophone because he doesn't have the strength. so he can still play B3 organ. So I looked at him for this CD and I said, "You're such a great organ player, will you play something?" And he said, "Absolutely." And he heard the Al and he goes, "I could play that to death. That's my kind of song." So I went in the studio with him, and you know, organ is basically right hand with a little left hand kind of doing rhythm. And he played it so great. It was so great to just be in there with him and know that he was going to be on this record. So sax or not, we got him on.
Oh, good. And how are your parents doing?
My parents are great. They're going to be at the show in Newport Beach with us, cheering us on, and you know, part of the audience and having a good time. It's always fun to have my dad and mom there.